Hi everyone, welcome back to these project management key concepts where we're looking through the PMBOK guide or the project management body of knowledge and really delving deep into a few of the key concepts per chapter. And this one in particular is for change requests. So what is a change request? A change request is a formal proposal to modify any document, any deliverable, or any baselined item or document. That could include your project management plan, your scope statement, for example. A lot of those things we've looked at previously, but usually the most common of these documents are related to scope, schedule, or cost of the project. So are we changing the dollars involved? Are we changing the time involved? Or are we changing the scope that we're delivering to be involved in our project? All of these will need a formal change request once a document or an item is baselined. Now, any project stakeholder may request a change. So change requests are processed for review and disposition through the Perform Integrated Change Control process. That's 4.6 in the PMBOK guide. And change requests can be initiated from inside or outside the project, and they can be optional or they could be legally contractually mandated. So perhaps a legal change has happened and that requires a change. That needs to go through the formal change request process so that we're getting the appropriate approvals to change either the scope, the schedule, or the cost involved in the project, because we want everyone to be across this change. We don't want to just be changing the schedule willy-nilly, otherwise people are going to get upset. So we do this oftentimes when issues, gaps, or problems are found while the project work is being performed. And change requests can be submitted, and they might modify things like our project policies or procedures. Maybe we need to do things in a different way. The project or product scope, as we said, the cost or the budget, which we've touched on as well, the schedule or the time, and again, if something is going to be delivered in June, but all of a sudden we see that now, according to our analysis, it's going to be delivered in September, and maybe that's going to affect the cost is going to go up a little bit because we need more resources, then people need to know about this through the appropriate methodologies and the appropriate process in our project, which is this change management process. And of course, the quality of the project or the project results, if that's going to vary significantly, then perhaps we need to raise a change request for that. Maybe something simply is not possible to do, or maybe we've found a better way to do something and we just need to put that into our scope so that everybody is aware. And for this reason, change requests might include corrective action, where we're bringing a project back on track. For example, we're just aligning the project activities to something that we've found. Preventative action, maybe we're preventing future performance from going off track. We see that schedule, coming up in September instead of June. That's something that we want to bring back on track, for example. Maybe we want to crash the project resources and add a lot of resources and money and cost, and that's going to bring it back into June so that we can get it done. Or maybe we need to fast track the schedule, so doing everything in parallel instead of doing everything one after the other, and that'll get it all done perhaps in time for what we want. Defect repair, as we're going through our control quality. Maybe we're doing our test plan and testing the item, and that comes up with a defect, but that actually changes the scope of the project. So it relates to scope again. We need to make a change, and we need to make a formal change through our change management or change request system. And of course, just general updates to our project. Maybe a customer has found that they don't like something and we need to change that. Or maybe the situation has changed where they don't need it until September and we can actually physically change that project schedule as well. So all of this is completely up to you as the project manager, and usually you'll be working with the project sponsor and the people involved who you're delivering this project for and the team that you're delivering it with. But the change management plan is what describes the process for these change requests. So how do you raise a change request, for example? And what do you need to do? Who does it go to? Does it go to the project manager? Does it then go to the project sponsor? Does it need to go to a steering committee, for example? What is the approval process of these change requests? Because if we're involving more money and more money needs to come from the project sponsor or a governing body or wherever it's actually coming from in this particular project, then that needs to be approved by those people. So what is the process? And that can just be a few lines in your project management plan noted as a change management process, or it can be a complete document outlining, it's going here, it's going here, it's going here, here are the people, and here's the process, and here is the outcome. It shouldn't take any more than 1 week, 2 days. You should raise it at this scrum of scrums or this steering committee meeting. All of this depends a lot on the environmental factors, so the enterprise environmental factors, which you'll see in almost every PMBOK guide process. And that just relates to how a company works and how it operates on a day-to-day basis. All of that will affect how you raise a change request and what you put in your change management plan. So that ends up being up to you, and that will change depending on where you are working. But that is the process and the idea of change requests.